Hi, it's Elaine Lindsay from Truro Social and Business Banter Plus show, and I'm here with Larry Fournillier. Larry is the Caribbean chef, and Larry has Hangout Networks.com, and Larry's involved in a lot of things. He comes to us from Trinidad and Tobago, and today we're going to talk to Larry about all of Larry's passions, because I think Larry's a very passionate person when he's not being a pirate and a cook on a pirate ship. We'll hit on that one too.
Yes, definitely.
So welcome. Thank you so much, Larry.
Thank you, Elaine, for inviting me. I'm a little under the weather, but I said I am going to do this show.
Well, I really, really appreciate that, and I'm so sorry that you're not feeling well.
But anything for you, Elaine.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart. I love spending time with you, both in and out of the cooking hangouts and our Pirates Pub hangout.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I really like your approach to not just Caribbean cooking, but healthy cooking. So I wanted to get you to share your passion for the healthy pieces and for the Caribbean, and what got you into what you do. Because I understand there's a lot more to you than just cooking in hangouts. There's an awful lot more to you.
Well, well, as you may or may not know, I started cooking at a very young age. My mom introduced me to the art, or the craft, I should say. And it's something that I've always been passionate about from a young age. And my grandmother also was very instrumental in teaching me a lot about good, healthy cooking. And coming from the Caribbean, well, I left Trinidad at a very young age, but coming from here, all the fruits and vegetables are fresh.
Wow. Yeah.
And going to the United States, like I said, young, growing up, mom showed me what to do, how to do it. I also got experience from taking some culinary classes. But the main thing is, I've always been passionate about eating healthy and sharing that with the folks. And Google Plus came along. I saw this as a wonderful opportunity to spread my knowledge, or share the wealth as
share the wealth, yeah.
Share the wealth, yeah, because I do have a wealth of knowledge, and coming from the Caribbean, like I said, where everything is fresh, and after living in the United States for so many years, the diets up there, people just don't really eat healthy.
That's so true. So
Yeah.
very, very true.
So the first phase was introduce them to Caribbean cooking. All right, just to get them acclimated to what's involved, all the spices we use, which are also very good for you. I mean, they do have medicinal value, like something like ginger, garlic.
Absolutely.
Which is good. Which I should be taking more of, and onions for my cold, but I'm drinking water.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to share all that with the good people of Google Plus community. And after doing those shows, those Hangout on Air shows, I started to introduce other world cuisines.
Yes.
You know, because I had to a Japanese cooking. I had a lady from Peru doing Peruvian. Right. I also had, it was short-lived, but Bobby today was doing southern cooking.
Right.
Right. But she injured herself, so she came out of the game. And I am planning some other cooking shows coming in January.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, also, forgot. Last night, Stacey Fraser premiered her new show, Thai Cooking.
Yes.
Thai 101 with Stacey. And tonight is Serena Bland, who is a friend of mine from Trinidad. She's a blogger. Right. She's a foodie. and she's going to have her own Caribbean cooking show tonight.
On your network, correct?
Yeah, on G Plus, and
Yes.
but it will be shared on the network. Yeah.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. Yes, I was traveling because I did want to see Stacy's show last night.
Yeah.
But I was kind of in between, planes and trains and automobiles, so didn't get that opportunity.
I will reshare it. I will reshare it today.
Perfect, perfect. One thing that's really, really interesting to me, and I've noticed not just in the cooking show, but in Pirates Pub, you talk a lot about Angostura bitters.
Yes, yes. Angostura bitters is bitters that has been secretly, well, the recipe is secret, just like KFC.
Yeah.
Secret recipe. I think there's something like 47 or 48 ingredients that go into Angostura bitters. It's first made by the House of Angostura,
yes,
which is here in Trinidad. Right. They also make rum. They're a rum distillery.
That's right.
It does have alcohol as part of the ingredients that make up. Yeah, exactly. But it's a secret ingredient, and it's over 100 and maybe 150 years in existence. Yeah. It might be between 140 and 150 years, but anyway, it's old. It's an old recipe. It's a secret recipe, and every home in Trinidad and Tobago have to have a bottle of bitters. Because we use it to marinate our meats. We use it in cocktails. We use it when we make fresh fruit juice. Like if you make orange juice or grapefruit juice, you put a couple dashes of Angostura bitters. The flavor is awesome. It will change the complexity of the drink.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yes. Yeah. That not only works with cocktails, but with regular fruit
juice.
Yeah, but make sure it's fresh though.
Okay. I did know about Angostura bitters because my dad liked to dabble in bartending when they had parties when I was young. Right. And we're Scottish, but a lot of British people use Angostura bitters for a lot of cocktails. I hadn't really known that there was much more extensive use of the bitters.
Yeah, you use it in your meats, like when you're marinating. When you're cooking, you just throw a couple dashes of that in there.
I'm definitely going to have to try that.
Yeah, it used in everything.
Excellent. And from the perspective of your Caribbean cooking, I think it's really interesting that you're basically taking other people's food and showing them how to Caribbeanize it. Give it a little oomph.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I think the first dish I experimented with was on my show. Michelle Lee, who is the news reporter from North Carolina.
Yeah.
And she cooks Korean. She's of Korean descent, so she primarily cooks Korean. So I told her, Michelle, I would love to have you on the show, but I would like to get one of your favorite recipes, put a Caribbean twist to it, send it back to you, and we cook it on the show. And she did. I think we did some kimchi and bulgogi, which is beef.
Yep.
And she put the Caribbean twist, because there were a couple ingredients that I told her to put, like cumin, a little more ginger, a little more garlic, and I believe there was some cardamom in there. I can't remember, but and some Scotch bonnet peppers.
Yes.
Which is and those ingredients are what we use primarily in our foods.
So that would cumin, cardamom, Scotch bonnet peppers, garlic,
and ginger.
Okay, well that's good to know. Those are really hot.
That's like the foundation of any meal that we put together. Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I seem to remember learning early on that the peppers and the spices and what have you actually help people deal with heat.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know, I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of people, when I tell them I love soup, I love to
Yeah.
make soup. Right? As a little boy growing up, every Saturday my mother would make a pot of soup, a pot of
Yeah.
vegetable soup.
Yeah.
Whether it's sometimes she put a little meat in it, or sometimes not, just all vegetables. And it's 32 degrees outside Celsius.
Yeah.
For those who want to convert, it's like 90. That's about
Really
90.
hot.
It's really hot. It's really hot.
Really, really
And
hot.
here it is. You have a hot bowl of soup, and as you drink the soup, you start to perspire, and as you perspire, your body cools.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is why we love soup. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting because a lot of people don't realize that, and they do wonder why a lot of the hotter countries, the closer you get to the equator, the more spices are used in the cooking.
That's right. Yes.
And you know, I think that's part of how you can survive in hotter, more humid climates.
Yeah.
You using everything healthy.
Yes.
So your passion is very evident to me. It has been from the very first time we met, and that was a really long time ago.
Yes, it was.
Absolutely. I want to know, what's your favorite fruit?
My favorite fruit, mangoes.
Ah, okay, okay.
Mangoes and oranges.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me.
Oranges.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I should be taking more of to get rid of this flu.
Absolutely. Get that vitamin C so you feel better.
I went out the road to the local produce stand to get oranges today.
Oh.
The guy had none, and I have a tree outside.
Wow.
That I usually make my orange juice from.
Oh.
There's sour oranges.
Yes.
They're actually sour oranges, but it makes a great drink. But there weren't any ripe ones on there today. Yeah.
And what about vegetables? Favorite vegetable?
Favorite vegetables: eggplant, plantains.
Okay.
And something we call Christophine. I think the Mexicans call it choquita or
chayote.
Chayote. Yes.
Yeah.
We call it
Okay.
Christophine. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very interesting because I'm so far north that, you know, people. I'm in Canada. We don't have a lot of fresh fruit except for right at the end of summer. You know, we do have a very, very short summer season where we have some really good fresh fruit, but nothing compares to what you can get in the Caribbean, for me anyway. I think I'm a papaya-aholic. I love mangoes. I love papaya. And in the Caribbean, it's absolutely very different. We were told the best way to eat papaya was with a squeeze of lime and some salt.
You know, actually, any fruit, squeeze lime with some salt.
Yeah.
It
really does enhance the flavor.
Actually, I'll tell you a little trick. If you take an orange, regular orange, you peel it, of course. You slice it in half. You take a pinch of salt on one slice and enough on the other slice, and you bite that, the flavor you're gonna get from that is gonna
heightened.
Yes. The salt does make a difference.
It does.
It does make a difference.
And do you use different types of salt in the Caribbean?
Well, lately, you know, we've been getting like sea salt and kosher salt that has been coming in from the regular groceries have been importing that.
Right.
But, we have the regular iodized.
Iodized. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
but I try not to use too much salt.
Yeah.
You know, and as far as sugar, I use honey, but honey's become very expensive down here. It used to be very cheap. But because we also manufacture honey here.
Oh, you have aviaries there?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the bees
Apiary.
the bees have been dying off.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, I think that's a global issue.
It is. Yeah.
You know, so hence the price of honey has gone
It's
up.
gone up.
So I would use, if I use honey, I use it sparingly, mostly in my tea. And if I have to like sweeten juice or something, I would use brown sugar.
Yeah. Right. Right. What
Yeah.
about sugar cane?
Well, the brown sugar comes directly from sugar
Directly
cane.
from the cane. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, and we have plenty of that here.
yeah.
So sugar is relatively cheap.
Yeah. Well,
Brown sugar that is.
Brown sugar. Yeah.
I don't use the
The
processed white
the,
sugar.
yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm an insulin dependent diabetic, so I use something called stevia.
Stevia, yes.
Do you grow that in the Caribbean?
No, that is an import.
Okay.
Yeah, that
I
is
thought
an
it
import.
might be a more of a colder climate plant
Yes.
because
Yes.
in the summer I can grow it up here.
Okay.
So yeah, so
Okay.
it's obviously not hardy enough for the heat.
Yeah, well, then again, I don't know anyone who is growing stevia. That might be an interesting project.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it might be an interesting project.
I stumbled on it through some people out in Vancouver, in the around Kamloops. They were growing stevia and making it for people because it's much healthier to use than sucralose or aspartame or anything like that, because it's a natural sweetener. And you can just use the leaves. It does have a slightly bitter aftertaste if it's not processed in the leaves, but it's great in teas, and I use it to cook everything, like cookies, whatever you have.
Oh, really? Okay, good.
Yeah, yeah. But that would be interesting to see if you could grow it in Trinidad.
I know Linda D is a big stevia.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's well, I'm definitely a convert. So, from the perspective of health, and not all of us have the opportunity to have all this fresh produce. So what do you suggest for people that are in the colder climes? And we get up to -40 here with the wind chill. When you're trying to get produce in the winter, sometimes by the time it gets here, there's no flavor left. What do you do in that case?
I sympathize because in Canada, I've always been of the belief that the only thing that should be living in Canada are elk and moose. People should not be living there.
And I am so with you there. Forgive me, Canada, but yeah.
No, but seriously,
from May till September, I could be here. But
yes. But actually, I had an uncle who only spent the warm months in Canada, and the cold time he was here in Trinidad.
Yeah. Well, see, now that makes sense to me.
But I know most people can't afford that. But to get back to your question, I think the best thing to do is grow as much as you can in the summer, or buy from farmers markets.
Yeah.
That's always a good option. And jar it. There's process it, put it in jars and refrigerate. Keep it. Yes. And that will last you throughout the winter. As long as you get it fresh, and you, believe it or not, freeze drying, you could that thing will last.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. As you get it, you immediately cut it and freeze dry it, or vacuum seal it.
Yeah.
Vacuum seal it. Put it in the freezer.
Yeah.
It will last. One thing that would last in the fridge, and it's fresh when you get it fresh. You see ginger?
Yes.
Put it in the freezer.
Oh.
Yes, put it in the freezer. That will last indefinitely.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, that's
I
wonderful, Larry.
I have ginger in my freezer there for about a year.
Wow.
Yes, and
Wow. Oh, that's great.
it's now coming down to the end of the collection. But
Yes.
um, when I take it out, when I break off a piece and use it, it is as fresh as.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
And it's easy to as it being frozen, take it to your
Easier to grate.
to grate. Yeah, take it to your
Yeah.
grater. It's gonna chip.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's a really good tip, Larry. That's
Okras is another thing. You could
okra.
okra. Buy as many as you can during the summer. Bag it. Just put it in a bag, a plastic bag.
Yeah.
Extract some of the air, of course, and freeze it. That will
Ah.
last all winter long.
Oh, that's good to know. That's
Yeah.
good to know.
And okras are good for you.
Yeah, I can honestly say I've never had an okra.
Yeah.
We're starting to see it in the supermarkets here a lot
Okay.
more. So it's something I will definitely try. But that's really good to know. I'm very big on melon. Unfortunately, melon doesn't freeze
No,
well. Most of them,
melon
not
does
at
not
all.
freeze well. However, what you can do is juice it.
yes, yeah. I
could-
do have a juicer.
Yeah, you could juice it and put it in a container and keep it in the freezer.
Yeah.
It will last. It probably would last about maybe 6 weeks. You know.
Okay, that's good to
Yeah,
know. That's very
six
good to know.
weeks until the nutrients start breaking down.
To break down, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, of course, that's
Uh-huh.
the whole point. You want it as fresh as it can be
Yes.
because that's what it has the most value.
Yeah. Mangoes is another thing too. What
Yeah,
I
and
do.
mangoes freeze pretty well.
Yeah, it frees very well.
Yeah.
I would slice it and bag it and
Yeah.
put it in my fridge. So when I want to make mango chutney, I have it there.
you
Because
have it handy.
mangoes aren't available throughout the year. That is a seasonal
A
fruit
seasonal
here
fruit.
in
Ah, okay.
Trinidad from about March, April, May, June, July. By July they start disappearing.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good to know.
So it's about 4 to 5 months of you will be able to get mangoes. So I have a tree in my yard, so I make sure that and it bears well. So
Yes.
as the first picking that goes into my freezer,
Yes.
and the rest I will eat, and the last picking I would put that in the freezer also.
Right. Right.
So the first and last I put in the freezer.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, I love mangoes. They're great. Okay, do you have maybe a quick little tip for something? Besides, you've given us so many now. It's awesome. I hate to have for another one, but a little tip that people can take and they can, to impart your type of passion into what they do, be it personal, be it in their, being healthy, or be it in their business. Give us something that, a little bit of your wisdom.
Well, I don't know much about you say wisdom. I saw that in the description. I only laughed.
Oh no, I think you have lots of wisdom, Larry.
What I can truthfully tell folks is that, all right, with your passion, whatever it may be, just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and follow your dreams, follow your passion, whatever you want to do. Just like the commercial said, just do it. Because I had my passion. I would never in a million years think it was going to be so popular on G Plus.
Yeah.
And it was just something I wanted to do. I wanted to spread my knowledge to the world, and
that's what people relate to. People relate to people who are passionate.
Yeah. So whatever passion you have, just stick to your guns, stick to your principles, and make it happen. Yeah. A lot of people tell you, don't do it, that. Don't listen to naysayers. If there are any naysayers, divorce yourself from them. You want to be around positive people.
Absolutely.
And that will help
people and follow your passion.
And those positive people would also help foster your passion.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's one thing I really love about our G Plus community is we are here to help each other. And on that note, I really thank you, Larry, for taking the time. The fact is, you're not feeling well, and I really appreciate. So we'll cut a little short so that you can rest and get some orange juice.
You know how to cut it short. We could talk till the end.
Okay, let's keep talking then. That's great. I didn't want to tax you.
Well, I didn't want to state. I say, well, since I have the flu, I don't want to give my flu to you. You know.
See, that's the beauty of the hangout. It's the next best thing to being there without the germs.
Without the germs, yeah.
I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah, I'm here.
We just lost Larry for a second, but it was only a second.
It was only a second.
Yeah. And do you find, on the whole, that you have less flu and colds, and when you have such easy access to fruits and vegetables?
I'm glad you brought that up. Would you believe this is the first time I've had a flu in over 6 years?
Wow. Wow.
Yes. And I think the only reason why I probably got the flu, it is going around, and I don't really keep inside all the time. I mean, I do have to,
of course,
go out and interact. But what I must say though, even though once I start feeling the flu coming on, I did take countermeasures, and I did take my herbs, and that is something I take all the time, whether I have the flu or not. And I think that's what kept it off. And I didn't get the flu as badly as most people are getting the effects now. I had no aches, no headaches. All I had was just a little congestion, and it's starting to loosen up now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So like I said, I feel better than I sound.
Well, you sound pretty good. Can I ask you for that list of those herbs? Because I think that's something everybody should be taking.
Well,
all the time.
I don't know if you can get it. Yes, I think you can get it in some health food stores. Olive leaf extract.
Olive leaf extract. Okay.
Take some of that. Excuse me. Onions, ginger, garlic. Make some. Put the onions in a soup. That's really good.
Yeah.
Open up the sinuses. Garlic, put that in a tea. Take a clove, let it steep in a cup of hot water.
Oh.
With a slice of ginger. Garlic and ginger tea.
Garlic and ginger tea. Okay.
Yeah, and the olive extract, you could make a tea with that too. I am fortunate enough, I have an olive tree in my yard.
Ah.
So I just pick the leaves and put it
and steep them in your tea, right?
Steep in my tea, and so I did take that as part of my countermeasures as soon as I felt the flu coming on, because I know I didn't want to be debilitated, laid down.
Absolutely, you're a very busy man.
Right, exactly. So,
yeah, you have another show tonight. You did one last night, and you've got one tomorrow night with Pirates Pub.
Pirates Pub. So I am not going to be doing my show on Sunday.
Okay.
Because I am going to take a rest.
Yeah, you take a few days for yourself.
Yes.
One thing, where did you get the knowledge of the proper herbs to use?
Good question. you know how they say the old folks really know?
Yep.
And I told you in the beginning, my grandmother was very instrumental.
Yes.
My grandmothers, both of them, one lived to be 92, the other lived to be 96.
Wow.
No, I'm sorry, 93 and 96. Yeah.
Wow.
And the one who was 96, she never went to the doctor. She never went to the doctor, and she just died of old age.
Yeah.
She had no ailments or nothing.
Just a good long life.
Good long life. and
excellent.
she just took her herbs,
Yeah.
on a regular basis.
And I think, it's interesting. We're coming back to realizing that although our elders didn't necessarily have all the technology we have,
Right.
or the access to all the goodies we have, there was a lot of things they did that are still absolutely viable today.
Exactly. So I remember what they've passed on to me. Told me what herbs are good, what they're good for. This is for this, this is for that. I mean, and it's all around me. It's all around.
Yeah.
So
it would be silly not to use it when
exactly,
you're right
exactly,
in it. Yeah.
Exactly. So I see them, and I see how they lived, and
Hey, no, that's
it worked.
Perfect example. Yeah,
exactly.
In business, we call that ROI. That's
ROI,
definitely ROI.
Yeah.
96 is pretty good.
Yeah.
I've heard that ginger is a really good for people with problems with digestion.
Yes. Yes. Also a little lemon in the water.
Okay.
Is also aids in digestion.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
And it also helps in neutralizing the keeping the pH balance.
Balance. Okay.
In your stomach.
And should the water be hot or cold?
Lukewarm. Tepid. Yeah.
Tepid. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. So let's see, we've gone through ginger and garlic and soups. Yeah, I love soup. And whether it's a warm climb or a hot climb, there's always a good time for soup.
Soups are good for you. Soups are good.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. What's your favorite Caribbean recipe for dinner if you were having a dinner party?
If I was having a dinner party, I will do some Spanish rice.
Oh, okay.
Which is like a rice melody.
Yeah, like a pilaf.
Medley with like a pilaf, but you have other vegetables you've introduced as vegetables like corn and snow peas and oh gosh, green peppers, red peppers,
Oh, for night, that gives nice color.
Right, and use some turmeric to color the rice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. And then we eat a lot of pork down here.
Yeah.
And chicken. We also eat a lot of fish. So a nice baked fish, kingfish preferably.
Oh, okay.
With the rice and a nice fresh garden salad, or a chat salad. A chat salad is because we have a large Indian population here.
Yes.
A lot of their foods have been immersed into the culture.
Right.
So,
right.
So chat salads something that derived from India.
Oh, and what is in a chat salad?
Chat salad is very simple. You can have you can do potatoes, boil some potatoes, but I don't use that. Or some chickpeas. I use the chickpeas chat, which is chickpeas, onions, slice up some onions,
right?
Cucumber, lettuce.
Okay.
Some chat masala.
Chat masala. Okay.
And you cut up some scotch bonnet pepper, put it in there, and a little squeeze of lime juice.
Oh, that sounds good, and that would have a nice kick to it.
Yeah, and a little salt on top of that.
And a little salt. Always a little salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Salt is
it just enhances everything.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it brings out everything. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Okay, this is maybe a bit less healthy, but you can't talk about all this great food and dinner and what have you without what's your favorite dessert?
I am not, strange enough, I'm not a big dessert person. I am not a sweet eater, but if I do have to eat a nice dessert, we have something here called a black cake or fruit cake, as the Americans or North Americans call it. But I would get a nice slice of black cake.
Black cake.
And my father makes an excellent black cake.
Ah.
You could Google it, and that is the Trinidadian version of fruit cake.
Okay, I'm wondering.
It has rum in it.
Yeah.
It has sherry. It has fruits, of course.
Is it very dense?
It's very dense.
It's not a tall cake.
It's
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It depends on my dad is the baker in the family. He makes an extra. He's been soaking his fruit since 6 months ago.
Oh wow! Wow.
So around Christmas, that's when we usually get fruit cake here in Trinidad. A lot of people make fruit cake around Christmas time.
Yeah.
So this month it will be a heavy time for
the baking.
For the baking, yeah. My dad is busy.
Oh, cool. Well, this is the black cake is something akin to what we call black bun in Scotland.
Oh, okay.
It's got very much what you're saying. You know, the rum and the sherry and the fruit is soaked, and it's kind of baked in a like a very fine pastry shell, and it takes a really long time to make this. But it's incredibly dense, but it's very it's not tall.
Okay.
It's more compact.
Well, you know, I think that black cake might be a derivative of that, because you remember a lot of the folks from England when Trinidad and the West Indies were part of the Commonwealth.
Yes, yeah, and the BVI and all of that, and the British Virgin Islands. Yeah, we have a lot of people all over the place.
So it's easy for that dish to have come down here, and the local people make their own
version.
Their own version, yeah.
And well, and you of course have much better fruit. Better access to the fruit.
Yeah.
Wow. I know why the Brits went to the Caribbean. That's for the fruits.
For the fruits. Yeah.
The fruit and the wonderful weather. Certainly beats all the rain in Scotland.
Definitely.
Well, this has been wonderful, Larry. Thank you very much. I really appreciate all you've given us, and I learned so much here today, even more than I expected to, which is very interesting. Now I'm going to go out and get much more ginger, because I can just put it in the freezer and I don't have to worry about losing it.
Put it in the freezer.
Yeah.
Just put it in, and you can just put it in a regular baggie.
A bag. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's really good to know.
Yeah. Put it in a baggie. Squeeze out the air.
Okay. And I think I'm going to make myself some garlic and ginger tea. And try that for sure. And I make a lot of soup, especially this time of year. You know, as it starts to get cold, it's nice to have some soup. Yeah.
Actually, I have some soup there and some noodle soup that I'll be after this. I'm going to take it. You know, to help with my...
that'll be good. That'll be good. We do, in Scotland, we do a pork, ham, a soup with lentils, red lentils.
Oh, yes.
And it's ham and chicken based, and it's really delicious.
Ooh.
Yeah, my mother, my grandmother's recipe is fabulous.
Yeah, well, I also like a lentil soup too. Yeah.
No, this one doesn't have a kick to it though.
No.
You might want to Caribbeanize it for me. I'll send you the recipe, and you can Caribbeanize it for me.
Just throw a Scotch bonnet pepper in there.
Yeah.
More garlic.
Yeah.
Just garlic and Scotch bonnet.
Garlic and Scotch bonnet peppers. We'll have to try that and see how that turns out. Thank you so much, Larry. This has been great.
Thank you.
I'm sending love and light. I want you to feel better soon.
Thank you.
Get rest on the weekend, and
I will.
listen to yourself and take your herbs and do all the great things you do. And we're going to see you around the G+.
Thank you, Elaine.
Thanks very much.
I enjoyed it.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.